Hey everyone, and welcome in here to the Daily Delivery. Hope you all are doing well. I am doing fantastic. It is Tuesday. It is the last day for me on the Daily Deliveries. Fitz is back in town from his vacation in Las Vegas, so you get stuck with me for just one more Daily Delivery until Fitz decides that maybe he wants to take another day off and he can give it to the young guy like myself. First off, before we get going with this video, make sure you are hitting that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to these videos, leaving comments. We love to see the comments. It helps us and sometimes makes us feel good. Other times, maybe not as much. But either way, your feedback is greatly appreciated. And on with the video. And if there's one person who loves any kind of feedback, it is Shedeur Sanders. Recently, in an article put up on 24/7 Sports by our colleague Brad Crawford, Shedeur Sanders had been quoted in an interview comparing himself to Tom Brady and Michael Vick. Now, listen, I love Michael Vick. I think he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. He was incredibly fun to use in the video game, but even more fun to watch in person. Tom Brady, consistent winner, 7 Super Bowls. So to compare yourself to those two quarterbacks is pretty good. I don't know if Shedeur Sanders is quite at that level. I think Shedeur Sanders is an outstanding quarterback, but Shedeur Sanders, comparing yourself to two of the best quarterbacks of all time publicly might not be the greatest thing to do. Now, look, I think Sanders can be great. This video is not meant to take a dump all over Shedeur Sanders in Colorado. It's been pretty clear what I think about Colorado. If you've seen my social media posts, if you've maybe seen some of the stuff we've done on YouTube, I don't know how good Colorado is going to be. I think Sanders is an outstanding talent. I think they have a chance to be better than they were last year, but Colorado was 4-8 last year, and I don't think Tom Brady and Michael Vick are going to be leading the Buffaloes to a 4-8 record in the Pac-12. Now, last season, Shedeur Sanders was good. There's no doubt about that. In that interview, he compared himself to Michael Vick because of his escapability. Shedeur Sanders was sacked more than any other Power 4 quarterback in the entire country last year. He compared himself with his ability to stay in the pocket to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be an outstanding quarterback for Colorado this season, but I'm not sure if Shedeur Sanders is even going to be the best quarterback in his conference. In a conference that features Kansas quarterback Jalon Daniels, one of the most electric quarterbacks in the country when healthy. Jalon Daniels was the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year for a reason last year. I think Jalon Daniels could easily have a better season than Shedeur Sanders. Not only Jalon Daniels, the list goes on. Cam Rising coming back from injury at Utah. Cam Rising, one of the best quarterbacks in the country last season before his injury, his tragic injury in the Rose Bowl, had to miss all of last year. Cam Rising is back for what feels like his 8th season. Cam Rising, another outstanding and talented quarterback who could be better than Shedeur Sanders. And on top of that, you've got a kid by the name of Noah Fafita, who in his first season at Arizona last year was outstanding. Well, not to mention the Wonder Boy who everyone around Manhattan seems to love and adore, Avery Johnson. Will Avery Johnson have a better season than Shedeur Sanders? I think that's a realistic possibility. You're looking at 4 and maybe even a 5th quarterback, Alan Bowman, who led his team to a Big 12 championship. 4 or 5 quarterbacks who could statistically be better than Shedeur Sanders. Will Sanders throw for a lot of yards? Yes. Will he throw for a lot of touchdowns? Yes. Will he get all the notoriety and NIL deals? Yes, he will. So if you want to compare him to NFL quarterbacks because of that, I think that's fine. But as far as teams winning on the field, there are 4 or 5 other quarterbacks, not to mention some of these other newcomers in the Big 12, who might have better seasons than Shedeur Sanders. I think Colorado joining this conference is awesome. I think what Deion Sanders has done for that football program is awesome. But I don't think that I don't think that Shadur are at that level to where they are going to be consistently able to compete week in and week out in the Big 12. You're not facing the Arizona States every weekend. You're not facing the Nebraskas every weekend. Sorry to all the Huskers out there. They are going to have an extremely difficult schedule this season. Non-conference, North Dakota State. Non-conference, Nebraska on the road. It's not going to be easy for the Buffaloes. And while Shedeur Sanders is extremely talented and will be a great quarterback this season, he could be a great NFL quarterback. I don't think Shadur is at the level of Mike Vick or Tom Brady. He might need to worry about getting to the level of Avery Johnson, Jalon Daniels, Cam Rising, and Noah Fafita first. Hey, I don't know anything. Maybe Shedeur Sanders could have a great season and end the year in New York winning the Heisman Trophy and the Buffaloes win the Big 12. Anything could happen. But if I was a betting man, I might take all of the other Big 12 quarterbacks over Shedeur Sanders, especially when it comes to winning.